Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the pre-event of our 5-day innovation series. I am Rahul Kapoor, founder of Turnip Innovations. And today we have with us a very special guest. He's a well-known professor in chemistry, and he's currently the Dean of Central University of Gujarat. So we have with us Professor Man Singh. Uh, Professor Man Singh, he is a well-known personality in the industry, and he has invented many instruments of measuring physical properties of solutions. And he has also got a lot of patents to his name. So he's most famous for his technology transfer of Survimeter technology to Borosil. And he's actively engaged in research, and he is also guiding over a dozen PhD students. So today's session is all about the experiences of Professor Man Singh in the technology transfer of his service meter technology to Borosil. And in the process, he will share a lot of words of wisdom regarding patenting, inventing, and commercialization of technology. So I welcome Professor Man Singh. Professor Man Singh, welcome to the stream. So,
Sir,
sir, is it possible to mute the video that you are playing?
hello, sir. Am I
Yes,
audible?
yes. Can you mute the video somewhere that is playing?
Video, mute the video. I have to go back and.
Yeah, yeah. No
Uh,
worries.
uh, yes.
Yes, it's great. So yeah, sir, you can now again, go to your slideshow. You can just stage is yours basically. You can just present how you wish. Uh, sir, can you please unmute yourself? Sir, can you unmute yourself?
Now, okay, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, yes. It's great. So all you have to do is, yeah, you have to.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Great,
Am I?
great.
Thank you, sir. Huh. So, thank you very much, Rahul Kapoor, sir, for introducing me to the audiences. And today's session, such a remarkable session, such a fruitful session, such a creative session, such an inspiring session that everything depends on the creative, the thinking, creative mind thought, and ultimately, whatever creative ideas are generated in the mind, they should truly go from lab to land. First, they come from mind to the on the paper and or in the laboratories, because our mind is a very very powerful productive device. We every moment, every day, we keep thinking thousands of ideas, millions of creative waves. So question is this, that how to catch these creative, extraordinary and out of box waves and to transform them into the idea. So the first stage is that the millions of ideas which keep oscillating and vibrating and stretching and rotating, we have to translate them into a potential idea. We have to keep our mind in a very critical mode, in a very selective mode, that out of many many ideas, which specific idea is workable, and which specific idea has the degree of freedom or the parameters or the other that kind of situations where this idea into a technology and patentability. So initially the idea is to be brought to a level of patentability, that non-obviousness. Patentability is a remarkable situation because every day we know in the universities, in the R&Ds, in the colleges, in the institutions, and at at our family level also, we keep discussing and we keep kind of critically evaluating the ideas. So, but uh, if we restrict only up to discussion and only up to dreaming, and if we do not take this idea from first kind of a stage to the another stage, that is the patentability, then there is no use of such ideas. So this service meter which is before you, it was a just long back, 20 years back, there was no kind of service meter, even there was no idea. Since I was working in the laboratory, devotedly, dedicatedly, with single mind thought process. So then millions of things do not keep striking in our mind. So since there was a fire to do something extra, to go beyond the box, to go beyond the imagination, so those kind of thought processes, those kind of creativities, they make us restless. They keep away our that sleepness. So then definitely, some creative ideas, come, and we have to catch. And once we catch in a perfect way, and catching in the sense that we have to look to convert this idea into a patentability which has potential to serve the society, which has extraordinary cutting edge to exist and to make as a new state of art, and to be added as a new chapter to the science and technology. So such ideas truly make person restless, and not only this restless, but the patent is technology, and patent has to be transferred to the society through uh, the developing through infrastructure already corporates or some other industries. So point is this, that any patent, when it is commercialized, it generates in its own vacancy, employment, so many other things. So it becomes a new asset for truly the nation building, the a self-reliant kind of a concept. So the valuable advice to youngsters and to young innovators is that how we have to pick up the idea out of many ideas. There could be any potential idea. We have to pick up that idea, and we have to look at the workability. Mere dreaming, no sense. We have to transform into workability, reproducibility, and solving problem. So that kind of attitude, that kind of thinking, and that kind of mindset, and that kind of philosophy is truly a nation building. And also, in fact, living a successful life. So in this context, if we have a kind of a thinking that impulses of spontaneous ideas generate a galaxy of breakthroughs. The point is this, as I have already mentioned, the impulses of spontaneous ideas, they keep coming. And the moment we pick up any specific idea, because galaxy of ideas are there. So if we pick up and start working, start nurturing, potentialize and bottom up, we have to bottom up the idea to explore and to nurture as a workable technology. If any idea, it is the inventor, it is the person who is thinking about dreaming the idea, that he or she has to explore the workability, the potential of that, so that it could solve a specific problem of the society. So to bottom up, to nurture, bottom up means nurture, and binding, going bit by bit. Commercialization is a natural process. Once anyone is involved, then the first step itself becomes a source of inspiration for the second step. The second becomes a third. So ascending order, the windows of creativity are opened in a very ascending order. Thereby, the ideas which is spontaneously come, And if any inventor or innovator is able to explore the workable potential of the idea and converting it into technology, the engineering infrastructure, or the workshop or other things, they are involved. The moment we start working, as I mentioned, the first we do not know because the technology does not exist. The patented idea does not exist before. So it is a kind of endeavor. It is a kind of creative, that holiest process that we do not know. We are just following the natural process of the idea, because first idea, some we get some idea. The first idea we deal with this, we bring it to convertibility, but automatically when we touch it, when we work with this, because technology means science and technology. So the concept of converted into technology which can solve the problem. So when we work with idea to convert into technology, then many variables, many parameters, and many degree of freedom, they come in between. We have to sort out that which is the sole idea, which is the sole parameter which is influencing our idea, or which is helping or which is inhibiting to convert this idea into technology. So we have to critically analyze, we have to critically look into its deeper aspect. Without looking into its deeper aspect, we are at the periphery. So at the periphery, nothing is solved. So not to begin with, therefore, to begin with is a foundation of idea to formulate it into technology, to develop a new state of art, utility wise, not just a idea wise, but a utility wise. So commercialization, technology transfer, the inventor has to attract the inventor's potential. A patent should have remarkable applications, should have to create new science. Then only the takers will come forward. So takers will not come until unless the patented technology has some potential to resolve or to solve the problem or to create a new state of art. So this service meter commercialized by Borosil is a multinational company. So they found that it has a potential to solve certain problems of the society. So they were very keen to take this technology and to sign the MOU. So non-obvious extraction. It is the inventor who has to look into finding or digging the non-obvious state or beyond the box for workable, for sensing and tracking activity at nanoscale level or ground up from a original ground zero. Means it has that, it is not a weak technology. The patented technology or patented ideas should not have the weight. It should have the highest potential to touch the bottom of any specific concept. Then only there are possibilities that new ideas, this particular specific science or patent could also generate millions of ideas. Then it becomes a chain of ideas. So such theories of invention, commercialization is a boon, and we have to enjoy this boon. So service meter invention touches the origin of fluid dynamics. Everywhere fluid dynamics is highly available. Our blood, biophysics, see the trees, the living kingdoms, animal or plant, both. Everything is directly based on the fluid dynamics. So service meter touches, service meter invention, the SUR, this the nomenclature of this service meter. SUR stands for surface related activities, surface area, surface charges, surface activities, and also the viscous, the shear stress, and how two molecules interact together. If you take a drug has to interact with our body fluids, then only it would be carried out to specific cells. So this service meter has a remarkable potential, and it has uh, adjoined so many sciences together when many devices were used individually, using manifold infrastructure for physico-chemical measurement, manpower, electricity, water, and then so many things. But there are also compulsion that if we take any organic this VOCs, that is volatile organic carcinogenous compounds or inflammable compounds, their fluid dynamics study is very difficult. So that's why the service meter is a boon for such sciences, and also to track so many applications like cationic interactions, anionic interactions, hydrophilic, hydrophobic interaction in combination. Because electral, we know there are many fluids, many syrups which have salt and then organic compounds. So there should be some stoichiometric combination for for excellent monodispersion. Then only the syrup will have the potentiality to resolve the problem. So we should also have a look that James Watt thought to develop a horseless car and made him restless because he was traveling from as a child. He was traveling from his village to the nearby town, and he was traveling long back by horse car. The horse car owner, he was whipping the horse very with all the cruelties to make so many turns from village to the city and to earn maximum dollar. So this small child thought, what is there? There's a cruelty on the animal. And he thought that he cannot control the situation. But one day he will make a horseless car. And he kept thinking. And one day he made a railway engine. So we should be like this. Every idea has an extraordinary future, provided it is nurtured and developed. As I mentioned in the beginning, there are millions of ideas, but if they are not nurtured, then nothing will happen. No technology, no patentability, and no any non-obvious state of art. So thereby, there are many other organizations which, if someone is having some out-of-box thinking or idea, there are many organizations like TIFAC, Technology Information Forecasting Assessment Council, DST, Technology Development Board, National Research Development Council, and so many other organizations which are looking for the inventors to give some new idea. Now, if we have a look in little bit have a critical patent and parent create a wonders because any parent will shape up his or her child in an excellent manner. Similarly, the inventor, if create some idea, will definitely nurture and many takers will come in the queue. So if we have a patent and parent, only difference R and T. So such wonders truly give some message, make us restless. So dear youngsters, your ideas are valuable. Your ideas have potential to build the nation, to build yourself, and to give you name and fame. Only point is this, that you have to put your sincere effort to nurture it, to make it workable. Then only it could come. So this is a simple model, growing roots and shoots for exploring idea into technology. Idea domain in beginning, impulses, millions of ideas, vague ideas, like a state of ore. But survival of the robust we have to pick up. That which one out of the thousands of ideas, which is having potential, which is robust in the way that it can resolve certain problems. It can become a new state of art. So it is the inventor who has to put up his uh, brain into into the creative analysis and into even exploring the new science. So sprouting of roots, just like it means ideas are coming. And this is a science domain, but this science domain is to be converted into technology. Shoots up. The fruits will come, but provided there are roots. If there are no roots, no shoots will come. The plant is giving you flower because roots were converted into technology. It is able to do the photosynthesis and bear the fruit. Similarly, your ideas, our ideas, though they have a strong validation domain, it is a critical barrier, energy barrier. We try to come up, but many times solutions is not sought. So solution could only be thought once we keep struggling until unless we achieve the goal. So robust efforts tears out and shear off these uh, critical barriers and ahead to nurture and to develop this into a new technology. So then definitely the constructive phase, nerve or impulse on application, as I have already explained. So sparking at random ideas that is a valuable. We should encourage the youngsters to speak more and more ideas. We should never inhibit them for explaining anything because every idea has a remarkable potential. So mere thinking is a sweet dream until unless it is nurtured to shape up it to the technology. So transforming idea into a workable product is a technology and it should have unbelievable, unthinkable, unworkable, unimaginable, unrestricted thought. These processes, if we hinder the thinking, if we create trouble in unbelievable that the thought process and we say no it is not right, that is not the favorable nourishment for taking the idea to the final form. So we have to encourage. Today's sparking ideas are tomorrow's foundation of technology. So today's your ideas are valuable ideas and they are the foundation of tomorrow's technology. So ideas grow like a seed, having roots as this model is there, foundation is stem, so many things. So we have to make the best use of our own ideas. No one is going to stop us to nurture our ideas. It is our laziness. It is our kind of a situation that we do not put up the effort. So we have to put up the effort. So regarding the service meter technology, it has added a new chapter in science and technology. It has superseded the Ostwald viscometer, German chemist, invented by German chemist. Abelode viscometer, also again German, invented by German chemist. And Cannon viscometer, invented by USA science inventor Brookfield. And Ludwig Traub stoichiometer, again German physicist. So it has superseded so many technologies which were existing. And this Borosil Manson service meter, it has a remarkable stream of sciences and applications and novel ideas that is R4M4, R reduce, reuse, recycle and redesign the sample. Sample is not thrown out. Sample after measurement, after the desired measurement, is still valuable, not contaminated, not undergone any reduction, oxidation, or photocatalysis. So next, it is a multiple. It has a multi-purpose the device, multitasking device, multi-tracking device, and multifaceted. Then only since it is resolving many scientific issues which are faced every day by the R&D scientists or academicians or researchers. So it has become an asset. Now it is going globally. It has become a remarkable, excellent state of art. So it resolves difficulties of measuring surface tension, viscosity, viscosity of volatile and inflammatory and carcinogenic fluids. This was very difficult to be without this. Also, of the highly sensitive fluids like with redox. reduction, oxidation, when we are putting sample from one device to another device, then different surface energy, contamination, oxidation reduction. So sample is of no use. So it is avoiding that kind of situation. Photocatalytic activity, surface adhering liquids when because when we transfer sample from one to another. So see the beauty of this invention. The inventor of the service meter might have undergone a very critical and too much the torture by picking up the idea. Only not torture by this, but how to go to the from one step to the second step. And it is a real worship. It is a transparent worship. However, society also sometimes touch negatively, but okay, no problem. So novelty of service meter, no sample in contact of open environment. So absolutely prevents contamination. Now continuity of intellectual assets as for waving of noble impulses. We keep thinking if we are not continuously devoted for any specific idea, there may be a gap. So my idea is connecting me to the zero ground of any specific phenomena, the wavelength of that specific phenomena, and the wavelength of my thought process once become one, then it is in a single in same page, then the ideas are picked up, then the inventions are developed, then the breakthroughs are made. So the beyond imagination is to be captured, nurtured, to prototype, and for a final product. Then only we can say, okay, yes, it is a science. Otherwise, mere dreaming of no use. So dreaming and capturing ideas is a holiest journey, leaving no stone unturned. It continuously need a worship. It continuously need a working in a very closest way. That one idea, I am working, idea is coming, and I am working, something else is coming. I have also put into a same like a brick by brick, making a house. The technology transfer is like a making a house brick by brick. So many things are there. So you have to make a house by accommodating and by adjoining them bit the bricks bit by bit. It is similar as our saints and devoted themselves to worship, and then noble vibrations came into their mind, and they have written our scriptures. And those scriptures are valuable, they have valuable knowledge. So there's a need to transform them into idea, and then theme thought theory within the theta theory. Theme thought theory means the first we are just idea, then theme convert into theme, then thought process, and then theory. And within theta theory means within 360. If I'm not getting a solution by doing one experiment, does not mean that it is wrong. No, solution is not in this direction. Solution is not at this angle. I have to go to different angle. So within 360, there is a 100% solution. So rather than surrendering in name of the failure, failure is a golden theory. Failure directs us to the real root. So this failure theory is a wonderful theory. All the scientists they have welcome this failure theory, because it is a theta theory. So devotion, dedication generates waves. If it is synchronized with the mysterious waves of the nature, then definitely novel ideas are generated, and these novel ideas converted into the technology and patentability. So this wave and service meter is synchronization of fluid dynamics in regard to the why to go for separate theory of experimentation when curve is possible. When curve means there is a solution, there is a possibility that many technology which are individually being manufactured by investing too much infrastructure and resources, their curve is there, and this curve will bring the wonderful sign. The curve is a leverage, virtual wall, these valves, quadrupolar pressure box, and so many other theories. Now, similarly, Transfer of patent, the currently there is a total vacuum. We get patent granted, but there should be some mechanism. There should be some process that we have to explore the sellability out of our research and out of our projects and patented technology. If there is no sellability out of our patent, merely only thought process. However, novel thoughts are also valuable there because they have the potential, but we have to go a step ahead to convert this or to explore the solubility, to convert the idea into technology. If it is science, it is also useful. So it solves problems, creates employment, generates revenues, and support vocal for local. If a new state of art is generated. So this for technology transfer currently, as I told you, total vacuum. There should be some mechanism, interlocutor mechanism to interlink and to pull up the industries with the universities or with those who are creating the new idea and converting them into patents and patentability. So this area, which is a gray area, now needs attention because there are thousands of patents, but uh, we are not able to tech transfer those patents into the from lab to land. They are only confined up to the lab. However, a lot of infrastructure, lot of efforts are already that incurred in nurturing any idea to the patent label. So, patented technology transfer could generate a new entrepreneurship. Sometimes we think, and it could also you know uh, uh, also build a confidence in the new entrepreneurship also. Generally we think only corporates can take. No, we have to inspire the technology takers also, because everyone cannot do not go for this dreaming and all. There are some section of society which can take up this technology, but there should be some convincing, there should be some skill developing some sessions, so that new entrepreneurs could also be generated, could also take up the patents and start their own that employment. So patented technology creates a new state of art for embracing new heights in areas of startups for extraordinary business hubs. This world is witness of these things. So new curriculum in academic and technical institutions should be channelized so that technical patents, which have been developed by hard work, by incurring too much infrastructure and expenditure, there should be some specific uh, curriculum in the academic institutions or technical institutions, so that sellability could be explored out of the patent. So patent for revolutionary step ahead on working timeline. So intensified inspection of ideas for introvert and for extrovert, looking inside, but also taking it to the market becomes the remarkable that interlink, and this interlink is missing currently. So we have to, if we focus this, then definitely lab to land models are urgently could solve the problem, though they are needed, but they could also solve the problem. So validation of idea, a foundation of patentability and transferability. Validation itself, when I am working on any idea, I have to explore certain remarkable that workability, then patentability, and then if there is a possibility that it has a higher transferability to be transferred to the industries. So ideas have infinite dimension. Sometimes I think that if my expertise is solving something, and my idea my that uh, expertise may be limited, but new idea does not have any limitation. It has a remarkable infinite potential. So sometimes there's a need that if like-minded expertises, they come together, and they can also develop a highest patentability, highest workability out of an idea. So that is also missing currently. Now, service meter, it has so many applications. Rheology, see, this is a clutch car and everywhere it is used. It has the rheology, means how it has a shear. lubricating technology, clutch plates, ball beer, so many diamond cutting oil, soaps and detergent. It has so many applications in all these areas, cosmetics and laundry, baby soaps. It is a very remarkable its application. Baby soap. Sometimes we are not able to reduce the surface area of the baby soap. Stronger cohesive forces. Then a small baby will not say when we rub it today or tomorrow. That specific scratches because skin is very soft could be generated. So there is a no one is checking whatever is coming from industry as such we are using. So that is very important. Textile and dye, D word is missing. Textile and dye, thin film technology, photocatalysis in monodispersion, inks, graphene inks, biophysics, protein research, pharmaceutics, food and nutrition. So there are so many applications of this. So cutting edge, non-OBBS technology of the service meter is a fundamental new operator that is called frequency operator. It is explored to measure the cohesive and adhesive forces together. Whenever we make any solution, we take oil and water. They are not uh, they are not mutually mixed. Why? But when we take oil and water, they are mutually mixed. So when we have to develop some new formulations out of this not mutually mixed solvent, then it could develop a new interface. So service meter resolves that kind of technology, that kind of applications, or that kind of science, and specifically the coefficient of this mixability, that is cohesive and adhesive forces, is the frequency operator. Now, this is a fundamental science of this service meter quadrupole. This device, this is the completely new device, and this is a virtual center of gravity. This center, virtual center of gravity, and there are virtual valves, soft valves here. So this technology has been come in existence only because of the service meter. So this is a trajectory. So this service meter, because it is completely jacketed, so any kind of sample could be taken into this and could be recycled. As I told, R4M4. The sample is continuously recycled to different probes without changing the this device. The same sample is being recycled to different probes. So it is the best example of recycling the resources, and you can get or we can get the excellent parameters which are designed to be measured. So in this context, that capturing the spontaneous ideas, spontaneity for dreaming ideas, noble of the other, it is a noble science. But capturing these spontaneous ideas, it becomes a very excellent science if we really capture dimension of spontaneity. That is very essential because we have to uh, see the service meter. It has many dimensions. So many dimensions touching many areas and going deeper and deeper. So it is resolving problem. So culture to explore dimension and model. Now youngsters have to develop this culture and exploring a hypothesis and theme so that new ideas, new dimensions, new state of art could emerge. The theme thought theory I have already explained and feature theory. So validation and natural root, as I told you, automatically following. So these are the remarkable that sciences that it should have workability and it should have reproducibility. If I am saying it is my invention, it is my technology, but if the time it does not give the accurate result, if it is not having reproducibility, no use. Case by case, no, it should be some universal research which solve the problem. The research methodology, it is universal. Whichever sample comes, whatever temperature comes, whatever pH comes, whatever chemicals come, it gives the quality control of those samples. So we can say it is reproducible and also resolve all changes, potential added for transfer of technology. So that way, it is a simple technology, surface meter, surface science, and viscous engineering. Before 20 years, there was no such technology, but it has become a remarkable state of art. Workability is seen. It is seen, we can touch it, we can operate it, we can load samples, we can take out samples. There are many other interdisciplinary sciences which are connected. So whenever one idea, one technology transferred, it develops many, many allied sciences. So it has sensor technology, and it has rheology, as I told you, and it has engineering, and it has a specific temperature control, pressure control. So it is developing a remarkable multiple sciences, advance in the multiple sciences when we want to develop it or convert the idea into technology. So we know very well that resolving quantitatively, that if we go for protein research, a protein with time, it keeps unfolding. And there is also possibility. It may be quasi-static could develop a quasi-static state where some stabilization and service meter fundamentally measures that. Because protein DNA is a live in the cell, DNA, protein, and protein tissues forming all. It is a fundamental thing. So service meter accurately, because whenever protein is unfolding, the question is, it is automatically, it is automatically generating many sciences: surface area, shear stress, a part, and particle size, surface energy, surface charges. So there is no any other device except service meter, which analyzes all these parameters of unfolding protein. That is called the Newtonian lipid. Newtonian, with time, it is the chemical process is going on. But when you take a salt in the water, and if it evaporation is not available, then you can say that whenever we measure its these shear stress, surface energy, surface area, surface charges, hydration, ionic hydration sphere and sizes, it will remain constant. So such model is Newtonian. So this service meter measures these chemical processes where Newtonian and non-Newtonian fluids are taking place or generated. So this CPU control pressure unit of service meter is improvised to replicate the frequency accurately, or means the bulb which I have shown, that is able to support the sample recycling. When sample is recycled to different probes, so definitely we generate the valuable data which speaks about the structure, about the activity of the drug, about the drug and protein interaction, DNA and protein interaction, and so many ink and other substrates. So we can have a kind of science that this if we this picture, which is adhesive and cohesive. Now mercury, everyone knows that mercury is not making this kind of a curvature, is opposite, convex. It is a concave. Why? Because why mercury is used as a remarkable the temperature sensor in the body? Because mercury has strongest cohesive force, and it does not interact with the glass wall. So whatever temperature of the body is there, that temperature is not being used in developing the friction, but frictionless capillary rise. So this frictionless capillary rise, so that gives the accurate value. So this service meter also generates many fluids which could be a more advantageous than the mercury, because mercury is carcinogenous. So service meter is also able to develop remarkable that kind of a another theme and thought. So we can have a look that this adhesion and cohesion, they go hand in hand. When they go hand in hand, like a reduction and oxidation, electrochemistry everywhere, or photocatalysis, negative and positive holes, they go together hand in hand in the semiconductor technology. Everyone knows that we cannot live without semiconductor technology, and there's no question of digital technology without the semiconductor mechanism. So a situation will come when frequency, a new state of art which is generated by service meter, could also one day occupy a prime position. That yes, all the formulations, the DNA protein interactions, or some other devices, they could need this critical parameter essentially. So uh, now, the technology, this was calibrated. It was, as I told you, that whatever idea I am dreaming, I this had this idea long, long back when I was struggling. Now I am also struggling, but that time very, very too much struggle. But there was a fire in my mind in me. What I have to do something new. I have to do something new. So that fire made me restless, and then service meter idea suddenly came. It was a creative impulse, a historic impulse, but I captured and I nurtured. Had I not captured, had I not nurtured, there should have not been any service meter, and there should have not been any technology transfer to the Borosil. So industry is also benefited, nation is also benefited, everyone is benefited. So I approached the National Physical Laboratory for its calibration, whether whatever idea I have converted into a technology, whether truly it is giving an accurate result or not. For our surprise, it produced result with 10 times more accuracy than the other. So the National Physical Laboratory Government of India, they were also thrilled to see this technology. And though they did not give the certificate with service meter is written here. They were saying that they do not have any service meter kind of device in their already list, because as per list they give the calibration. I told no, this is not like this. It will be a it will be a process where researchers could not be encouraged. So I convinced the director, you have to issue the certificate in the name of the new invention. Then this in certificate which is before you, National Physical Laboratory, New Delhi, Government of India, CFCT, Calibration Division. So it was given, and see that it was patented. Singapore government, it was patented because it has a remarkable potential. And now see the technology transfer before you. Technology transfer is a dream. It is only possible when your patent, when you yourself inventor is able to add some value added kind of a technologies, and make it very productive, make it problem solving. Mere idea of no industrialist will be attracted. If really we want to attract, we have to make an excellent sellability. We have to make an excellent sellability. We have to make it in a way that it is a very multifarious kind of device. It solves the problem. So many industries will be attracted towards you. Now see the service meter resource material. Now it is a full-fledged science. It is solving microfluidics. In our capillaries, the surface meter is a remarkable asset for nanoscience and technology, for microfluidics technology. Passing your electrolytes or sensors through the nanocapillaries, the service meter is a remarkable accessory with them. Everyone is using. So now this is the another technology European patent with sensors fitted, the temperature control. As I told you, when protein is a very remarkable biomolecule, and everywhere it is used. So protein activities, and fundamentally what happens in the defense and in accidents. Sometimes what happens that fire is there and magnetic, because many devices they have magnetic that devices also, and that kind of a laser devices also. So what happens when any accident or in the defense area, then too much that heat is, I don't know, person, the shock, heat shock. So what happens? We have to check whether this protein which is getting heat shock is really in a way to reversible, means to bring it in a workability mode. So this device is a fundamental device which is before you, and European patent is granted to this. That it checks what happens of the magnetic field to the protein. It is in vitro study, and what happens to the protein when electrotherapy or magnetotherapy. We do not know the how much magnetic field should be given in these therapies, electric field and thermal therapy. So this device is a wonder to determine that this much magnetic field should be given, this much Tesla or electricity or thermal or optical. So this device now is a remarkable, and very soon it may have a light of the day, because many industrialists are especially in Germany, Stuttgart, one company is working on this. Let us hope that it could come. So see this device, catalog number, everything, and we are now exporting this. The import we have been doing for this Brookfield and others completely stopped. And now rather it is being exported, so generating revenue. Borosil, this Mansingh service meter. So, and see the technology. Swami Ramanand Tirth Marathwada University, Nanded, under RUSA. Many universities, they've opened the analytical center using this service meter. This is before our eyes. Service meter. Our team is working, their team is working. Not one, many universities, R&D centers, DRDO centers, IITs, and NISER, and so many institutions are, and globally, many people are using this device, and a new state of art. See the device, simple sample filling, full technology, and many that parameters which are to be measured: surface, interfacial, wettability, farmers. It solves the problems of the farmers, because farmer is taking that pesticide and without making proper formulation, dissolving this into the water and spraying. But large size globules, they are holding larger amount of pesticide. Farmer is a loser. Loser in the sense also polluting, using too much that amount. While the this MIC, minimum inhibition concentration, or minimum concentration which can kill the bacteria virus, is not required that amount, but farmer does not know. So it is an asset. Service meter is an asset for the farmers for formulation their pesticide and other things. Now farmers are also using this. I have met many farmers. I have approached certain agriculture institutions, and they are using this. And activation energy, and activation energy in the sense, if you are taking drug, and any patient is taking drug, if its dissolution takes lot of energy, means activation energy very high. What is the use of that drug? So service meter also tracks whether its activation energy to dissolve or to disperse the drug is high or low or is workable. So we have seen that it is also remarkable device in case of the this drug dispersibility or drug solubilization. So solvent binding, size of molecules. This is a simple structure. And the critical mind, this is a simple structure before you, it's sample before eyes. Now what happened? I was talking to you, sir, precocity. The, as I told you, it was nurtured, devotedly, dedicatedly, with in a sacrificing mode. Completely, I have sacrificed my 25 years. Completely. I don't know how I am alive. Otherwise, I would have been died. I have been a dead body. So now the situation is this, that this structure, stoichiometry same, everything same. And now see this situation, dark area. We are not able, the routine method, the conventional method, that the viscosity is not able to resolve what is the science here. It is giving dark area, because only viscousness, shear force or shear stress. But when viscosity with service meter, see the areas are completely resolved. It means viscosity as a dual force theory and it has, as I told, ground zero. It is touching a ground zero, while the existing parameter is already ground zero. That's why the National Physical the Laboratory gave a calibration certificate, and with this, that it is 10 times better than the existing sciences. So, uh, dear youngsters, young innovators, and all those who are truly planning and thinking to go on a creative mode, dedication is needed, devotion is needed, and sacrificing attitude is needed. Then only we can develop such a remarkable this precocity. Now you will surprise, since it is a new state of art, as I told you, new parameter. And Mansing equation, new equation, world is using this Mansing equation. It is because of the service meter. This parameter which is here, the kinetic energy, and this parameter which is the buoyancy energy, because pendant drop and viscous, they have a specific coefficient or operator. When this formulation, the equation was invented, Mansing equation was invented. See the surprise that these two parameters, these kinetic parameter or correction parameters, the service meter device is such advanced that the correction terms were negligible, 10 to power minus 7 to 10 to power minus 6. So they were omitted. These two terms omitted. This simple equation was now derived. And further, the solvent parameter, common parameter taken out, and now it has become Mansing constant. The viscosity of the solvent and viscous flow time of the solvent and pendant drop number of the solvent. So this is a common, and this is MC, Mansing constant. And see the derivation of this equation, directly proportional to the viscous flow time and directly proportional to the pendant drop number. Such a remarkable, wonderful sign, which is generated by the service meter, this Mansing equation. Very popular. Anybody can have a look in the or search it on the Google engine, the search engine. Now, simple idea. This simple idea that we want, anybody wants to develop the to measure the conjugation of the pi bond. The benzene with water. See this, the two immiscible lipids and making a pendant drop. And if someone is interested to study the leaching of any pollutant from the wastewater, this is a fundamental science. Fundamental science. Take the here that pendant drop of the polluted sample and put here as a sample which can leach out the impurities, heavy transitional metals, dye or something else. So we have applied the idea, sudden idea came, spontaneous idea came, that when the uh, it is called interfacial tension. When two immiscible liquids are brought together, they are not solubilized. They make a soft liquid-liquid interface and generate an interfacial tension. So this benzene and water, they developed a higher interfacial tension than the cyclobenzene when there was no any double bond. So by deducting this, we calculated the contribution of the pi bond. This is the device, no any other device contributes or determine the contribution of the pi bond. So 3 by 1 pi bond, 1.2 millinewton per meter. It is generating surface energy. So now this is the device. Another device, it is also patented, vision meter, commercialized also. We know very well that every molecule has electron, and these electrons when they flow, means chemical a molecule have chemical energy. They have ability to flow the electron, then electrical energy. Chemical energy is converted into electrical energy, and electrical energy is back converted into the sound energy of an specific frequency for a specific time as per sample. So this device, vision meter, now our university had introduced a 6 month certificate course. Hostel free, food free, everything free, only 100 rupees that fee for 6 months. And this blind people, visually challenged, because they cannot see, they can only sense the sound of a specific frequency. If I take sodium chloride, the size of cation is different. And if I take potassium chloride, again size of cation, or lithium chloride, or any other, their electronic state is different. So different electronic state generates different chemical energy, and this different chemical energy generates different sound of different frequency. So we can say that the world of creativity, the world of inventing the things is a full of charm. It is not a burden. It is a really an excellent experience, an excellent exercise, and it also keeps away from the undesired things. However, such devotion and such dedication, even up to the level of ready to die, is not seen. It is very difficult. Then only if we have that kind of determination, that kind of thought process, and that kind of mindset, without bothering the world, our work will speak. Why we should speak to the people? Our work will speak. So definitely, this kind of sciences, this kind of that inventing kind of a philosophy or methodology is very productive. It's very fruitful. So uh, such experiences has, I have seen that the visually challenged people who came here to do the course, they were thrilled to see, and they can become a remarkable quality control chemist. Because if you take a water, if you take this water, pure water, then sound of a specific frequency for a specific time duration, then this calibration will be with the visually challenged person. And if some impure sample comes, then these parameters will vary. So definitely person will reject such sample. So we have calibrations, medicinal syrup, drug solubilization, protein unfolding, and so many others. Or syrup gets settled. So that kind of thermodynamic and kinetic stability of the syrup, or nanoemulsions, or antioxidants, because antioxidants is a very remarkable science, like curcumin, quercetin, flavonoids, and others. So blind people can do this wet laboratory exercises. It's a wonder. And this was covered by Lok Sabha TV. So mm, these are my that kind of experiences uh, in devoting myself to the laboratory for thanks God that these things have now exist a completely new state of art and wider applications, and and a very inspiring sciences, and problem solving. So that way I can conclude that this is a very sharing this kind of experiences is really a very wonderful and very mind enriching, and also we do not know what could come out of the mind. So it also proves that the mind has enormous possibilities for enormous ideas and wonderful ideas. So this is the point, Rahul Kapoor sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. It was an honor to listen to you. If this was not a virtual meeting, I would, sir, touch your feet for such a remarkable lecture. And I have even taken some notes on some things that you have said. And it is just incredible how simply you have isolated hard work and dedication. So, folks, a lot of things that I will talk tomorrow on idea to invention, it will revolve around a very simple thing, which is hard work and dedication. So you don't need to learn some extra skill. You don't need to, learn some new tricks. And this is what you need for putting your inventions to the world. So incredible, sir. Thank you so much. It was a real pleasure. Actually, sir, there are some questions. If you could just have a look at the comments, that would be great. So that and so many good comments. I mean, it's quite incredible. I will show you some comments actually, sir, if you just see on the screen.
Sir, sir, please.
Uh, Sandeep Singh, if you
Sir,
can
sir.
see, I have highlighted it on the screen on the menu.
Yes, sir. What channel was used by the industry know about your invention, and does you technology transfer agreement have a royalty component? Yes. Should I comment on this, sir? Uh,
Yes.
Yes, Sandeep Singalji, thank you very much for such a valuable, that kind of not only a question but a guideline also. Definitely, because I am in this area of this fluid dynamics. My research area is also this fluid dynamics, solution chemistry, and kind of a formulation chemistry, because all kind of formulations, they could be done through the wet laboratory method. So suddenly, when I was working in my laboratory, a person from Borosil team visited my laboratory, and he was just inquiring that if there is any requirement of glassware or other things. Then I told, okay, there is a requirement, but I told, along with your this selling your product, could you also entertain some other inventions? So he was so kind enough. Then he told, definitely, definitely, that in the company has vision, and I have seen the Borosil has a remarkable vision. They go for cutting edge ideas. So I shared with him, and he immediately connected me to his high level teams with experts. And it took 5 years, not 1 to 3 years. This technology transfer took 5 years to transfer my technology with the Borosil. Millions of questions were there. I have delivered lectures with them more than 10 hours. One lecture more than 7, 8, 10 hours, continuously mind boggling exercises, mind boggling. They were saying they need business, they do not need your science. So there's no use of this sign. They want it's something which can really, catalyze their business, can can earn a good revenue. I convince them, sir, definitely it will definitely generate the remarkable exponentially, generate exponentially your this revenue. And I conducted so many experiments before them, so many experiments. They were not convinced by my theory, they were not convinced by my theory. I showed them all my certificate that this is the patent, this is the calibration certificate from National Physical Laboratory, and this is its accuracy, reproducibility theory. They were convinced and they immediately signed this MOU in 2010. And definitely there is a royalty, sir, because royalty is a part of this. So there is a royalty. Everyone knows that in general 10% royalty is there, sir. But sir, I always feel, Sandeep ji, your question is very touching my heart, that sometimes royalty becomes, though we have stomach, Rahul sir, we have stomach, but sometimes your invention goes to the industry and solve the problem of society. Really, it is the greatest honor. So that is my overall experience, dear Sandeep ji.
Mm, great, great, sir. So Parth Malik, he's asking, can you please share the most important event in the journey of taking service meter science from lab to land?
Oh my God. I think Parth Malik seems to be a very devoted scientist and a hardcore scientist. That's why he has picked up this hardcore science of this. So, sir, can you please? Okay. See, the journey, though I have also shared, but its journey has been very, very troublesome also, and pleasure giving also, and fighting also, and what should I say? I do know I'm not able to gather the word. Sometimes there was a critical situation because when nurturing was going on, idea that okay, we develop these are the parameters which could be helpful, which could convert this idea into technology. But when we're doing real engineering, that time millions of ideas were failed. So a lot of expenditure, lot of wastage in developing this or doing engineering. Product results were not coming. This engineering was done with many other expertises, but results, adequate results were not coming. I did not surrender. I did not surrender. However, the person who was helping me engineering on payment basis, he became fed up. Then I told, sir, please, this is for country. So, sir, ultimately for more than 7 8 hours continuously, 7 8 years, engineering. Since I did not surrender, I was very hopeful that something will come out. So this journey has been very, I will say, troublesome, very pleasurable, and also that bitter tastes and good tastes, and then it confined me to a track. The important point is this, that the first step, which was failed, which did not give the result, it did not make me to, disappointed, but it inspired me to go to the another step. So that kind of first step inspired me to go to the another step. Theta theory. So Parth Malik sir, thank you very much. Really, you have really touched the core of the science. So these have been the nurturing stages. So nurturing stages for developing new state of art. Truly, it involves all kind of that is many. It is a multi-channel. It is not a one step. See, the patent experts are involved, the ministry is involved, calibration is involved, and laboratories are involved, researchers are involved, and so many agencies are put together. Then only a fantastic product, a workable product, a usable product, a problem-solving product, inspiring product. It's developed. So, Parth Malikji, thank you, sir. Really inspired you. This point has inspired me further, sir.
Thank you so much. So, Soumya Parwar, I think sir has already answered many applications in many industries actually. But sir, I'll let you take this question, please. So, how service meter is helpful in pharma industry?
Huh. Excellent, very remarkable question. Uh, I will say, Soumya, Parmar, SUR. Spelling is SURVIS. That service meter word is also a new invention, because SUR is a surface and surface area, and currently surface energy, surface charges, very remarkable that chemical properties. So service meter quantitatively determines, if you take any drug, if you take any vehicle and you want to develop a nano emulsion, stable thermodynamically, kinetically stable nano emulsion, because nano emulsion is a very remarkable route for drug delivery system. So any drug, whether encapsulation or proper formulation, dissolution, or some coagulation or doping, all these parameters are directly connected to the fluid dynamics. So service meter, it does not attract one property. That's why it is valuable in pharmaceutics and others, because it tracks all those parameters which are interconnected. So keeping sample in the probe, sample is cycled without contamination, without evaporation, without reduction, oxidation, and without any other situation. So many all those parameters which are critically explain the quality of your drug formulation or pharmaceutical samples. It measures all those parameters, and many industry people are using this, because it measures surface area, surface tension, surface charges, and shear stress, and Newtonian or non-Newtonian syrup stable or not. So, and nanoemulsion formulations, whether stability at any temperature. At any temperature, even pressure could also be improvised. So, this is the very good point. But I request Somya, please kindly, spelling is SURVISMETER, service meter. So, sir,
Uh,
Honorable Rahul, sir, this is my response in point of
Thank
from
you, sir, so
sir,
much.
sir.
Sir, it was a real honor to have you on our channel. And I hope so, because one of our main goals is also inspiration, because technical skills can be learned in many different places. There are books, there is a lot of online resources, but it is inspiration that will drive it. So it's just incredible. Actually, I'm seeing a lot of thank you messages. Dr. Deepak Demla, he's saying thanks for your enlightening views. Then thank you, sir, from Sandeep Singhai. So actually, even like if I scroll up through the chat, it's quite incredible. Like a lot of people have said good things. So very useful, informative sessions. Dr. Vikram Singh Chauhan has said excellent. So thank you so much, sir, for your energy. And it is a perfect stage that we are starting our 5-day innovation series from tomorrow. So anyone who wants to register, we will talk about prior art search, we will talk about patentability, we will talk about forms, fees, and India patent filing. So mostly it will be on prior art search, on how you can validate your ideas. So it is, the fees is just 120 rupees. If anyone wants, it is for the entire 5 days. You can access it. And sir, thank you so much. It was a real pleasure. Actually, I took some notes, but I will just mention one quote that you said, that to wrap up this session,
Sure.
and that is, idea continuously needs to be worshipped. I think worship is the word that many people don't understand,
Correct.
and it takes time. This is the thing. It's not, there's no overnight success. You have toiled, you said, for 25 years, and this is the inspiration that I have drawn, and I hope that the audience can also associate themselves with this. So sir, if you have any last words, sir, it would be great to hear you. And so
Sir, sir,
otherwise we
sir.
are close to the end.
Honorable Rahul, sir, uh, I'm highly thankful of you. You have given me a golden opportunity to share my little bit thoughts to the knowledgeable people and the galaxy of intellectuals. And Honorable sir, every idea, every is a very productive, and as you are very rightly told, it is a worship. Provided it is converted into worship mode, oh my God, I don't know what may come out of this Indian soil. So we should be very hopeful, and we should be very dedicated, devoted, and we should also explore a proper forum that God has given me, this proper forum with you, sir. I salute you, honorable sir, that you have given me a forum so that my this experience is shared with the galaxy of intellectuals, honorable sir. And I request you to give me more and more opportunities, sir.
Thank you, sir, so much. It was real pleasure having you, and I hope in limited time we could reach so much audience, and I hope that we will see you again, and we will have enough time to have thousands of people on this stream rather than just a few hundred. So so thank you, everybody. Thank you to the audience. I will look forward to you. To have you in other sessions in the near future. Thank you, sir. We will stay in touch. I will also share a feedback form. I will also issue certificates to the audience, and I will also be in touch with you via phone. Thank you so much, everybody. It was a pleasure having you. Have a great evening and rest of the week. Bye bye.